I'm a little silly. Hello, everyone. Hi, and welcome to my channel. So lately, I've been thinking about because I've recently come across a community post of one of them that I watch on YouTube. Yes. And it just got me wondering, like, what my not purpose is, but what the intention behind this channel is. Um, and honestly, more than anything, I guess it's to provide, to think about things in a way to explore. It's exploratory. I love exploring and just roaming places mentally, spiritually, maybe thinking about something a new way, opening up, just doing, I don't know. Also, so I'm drinking a caramel macchiato, Starbucks cold brew, because Walmart ain't been having my iced coffee and I wanted it. So um also I got a new doohickey today that I'm excited about. Hey Siri, turn up the lights all the way, please.
How bright?
Full bright.
Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Please try again.
Girl,
Something went
Siri,
wrong.
you better
Please
stop
try
playing
again.
with me. Wow, Siri got me looking like a clown. Hey Siri, turn up the lights full brightness, please.
Okay, the lamp is off.
I didn't say turn it off. Hey Siri, turn on the light.
Okay, the lamp is on.
Hey Siri, turn the light to 100% brightness.
Okay, I set the lamp to 100%.
See, Siri playing games. Or am I playing games? All right. I don't know. I was in the store today. I was in the light aisle because my mom is playing with lights. And I was like, I want a smart light. So I got one. And I thought that I would be like downloading a third party app or whatever, but there was like, we can connect to Apple Home. So now Siri does it. I wonder if Siri can change the color. Hey Siri, change the color of the light to green. Or
Okay, green. It is?
oh snap! Okay. Let's get into it. You can't really see me, but that's fine. Let's see if I do this. Oh, well, see, then that's too much. That's too much. It mutes the green in the back. No, you can still. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. So, today, things are feeling a little. Actually, I'm not going to use this because I'm feeling the color green. Oh, that's interesting. I've been thinking a lot about a dream that I had a long time ago when I was connecting, and like my walls are blue, so it makes all the colors like weird, and you can't really see me, but oh well. Excuse me. Back in the day when I was doing a whole bunch of stuff with my mental sacred space, and I had a dream, and they asked me to heal somebody, and I was like, "Girl, what y'all talking about? Like, I can't do that." And they was like, "Yeah, you can." I was like, okay, fine. So I went into my little sacred space, and it's like I connected to source through that space and then connected. It's almost like I connected the other person to source from that space, but it's like I went up and then found them. But I remember the color green was like that functionality. And I've just been thinking about it today, I guess. Hey Siri, change the color of the light to pink. We're going higher heart chakra now. Hey Siri, change the light to pink, please.
Voila, pink.
Voila. Oh, snap. Siri is French now. So the reason why I'm using the what are these? Tarot cards is to get a vibe. So the first card is still going to be the title. The second card is going to be the theme. And the third card It might be the number of cards, it might not be. And I'm not actually going to build a spread. I'm just going to lay these down as a theme because there's been some like fairly high level energies coming in lately. Energies that I don't typically read, and energies that it's honestly kind of difficult to read. Um, like with the past life one or that energy, I kind of figured it out. But after that, that one was the first step, and then there was like that one type of energy, and now the energies that are coming through are it's like really getting up there, and it's a struggle, honestly, because I don't know if the cards necessarily speak it plainly. It's like I get there, I guess, but that's why I'm starting with these because I feel like these are a good basis. But I'm not gonna build it. I did have my operation today. It was very quick, relatively painless, and um, now my left eye is better than the right eye. And I go back for the right eye in 2 weeks. I'll be visiting my friend next week. I'm super excited about that because I'm gonna be eating some good food. I'm gonna make sure we make all my favorites. Um, I'm excited to have some Indian food, even if I gotta help cook it. Hopefully, we get some good Indian food. And yeah, I filmed with my best friend the first episode of our podcast yesterday. So I actually ordered a mic, and so that'll be fun. Doing it with one of my best friends, it's really I feel like it allows me to be me in that space. And like I've been being more me, which is refreshing because I was still me, but I like being the cool me. The more loving and gentle me. Who is this? The Chariot with the Ace of Pentacles. Now she is the one that really got the ball rolling on that one. And I think I need to take that as a lesson in my own life to get the ball rolling. I kind of sort of sit on stuff. But with the Ace of Pentacles and all those fruits, it's not necessarily a season of passivity for me, at the very least. But it is still about balance. So whatever you're lacking, it brings it. So first card, the title, please. I'll give it two more. There we go. Gosh. Oh, that's a lot. I'm not taking all of those. So two cards came out. It's the Golem and the Barbarian. It's a Sentry. So then the theme. I don't know what I'm doing today. Take it as it resonates, as always. The theme is the Fool. And it's just the Fool. Oh my. Did y'all hear that? I hope she's alright. She need to get some sleep. This is not the time to not be taking care of your body. I mean, it's never a good time really to not take care of your body, and we're coming out of it, but with so much heightened paranoia and stuff like that. And again, it's died down now, but it's like give your body a chance. Okay, so there's a Sentry energy here between. I'll title this right now: the Sentry spread. Randoms. The Sentry. Maybe I'll create a whole playlist of these. Oh, I'm going to be finishing the Jupiters since I'll be back on location for those. So that's like Jupiter in Libra. No, Jupiter in Leo through Jupiter in Capricorn, I believe. So the reason why I call this the Sentry is because it has a golem energy, but it's more mobile. It's the Six of Wands and the Knight of Swords. The Six of Wands in this deck is interesting because it is the golem. And the golem, it's an animate creature that has no soul. It takes on the will of its creator. Honestly, it's taken me back to those to the kids in the Pied Piper. Feels like us. The golem feels like, especially with it being the Six of Wands, maybe there was a time where we were successfully doing what the world wanted us to do. But with the Knight of Swords Barbarian, there's a question of instincts here. The Fool is here. I don't. Let's just get some cards on this and see what's up. A Sentry is a protector. It's a guardian. Sentry, in my mind, also brings an energy of patrolling and a route on which you patrol. And so it introduces an element of predictability. And it's like, the guards change at this time, or they take their route, like this route. So at this time, then this particular point is unguarded. And the Fool, see, but honestly, the energy here, it's like there's a spark that we've been missing. The Knight of Swords is bringing us a thought that there has to be more, and the Fool is us exploring to get it. We don't necessarily get it right back, but we find it. It's like if you're in the Wizard of Oz and you pick up the Golem or the Sentry, because I'm talking about the Sentry. So there's the Lion, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Golem, and they're all going to the Wizard, and the Golem is looking for their spark, and the Wizard of Oz is like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't. Like, your spark is gone, but you can find a new one. If you've ever seen the movie Soul, it's almost like that. Honestly, it kind of is like that. But it's something that we find in this life. And that's what the Fool is. I feel like it isn't necessarily given, but it's like the divine will take you on a journey for you to discover it. So what am I pulling for? Expectation. I'm gonna actually create the note right now because I'll forget these if I don't. One moment. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here we go. I try to leave certain timestamps on here, ones that I use frequently. Why am I doing timestamps? Yeah. Wrong note, wrong note, wrong note, wrong note. Here we go. I never did. I never built that spread. So it'll be expectation, path, reality, void, spark, and journey. I accidentally hit this space twice after void, so I'm going to actually leave that there. So there's something between the void and the spark that is almost unspoken. And I'll just shuffle these up and then pull the cards wherever I feel them. I'll do 3 more. The Initiate and the Sacred Fire. It's interesting. The Initiate and the Sacred Fire, the Fool and the Ace of Wands. It's a Hermit energy, but it's more explorative. It explores more. I feel like the Hermit is fairly like tightly wound, fairly intense. But the Fool and the Ace of Wands, it's not that it makes a game out of it, but there's like a frolicky, meandery, enjoying the experience type of energy, rather than a super purpose focused energy that the Hermit can carry. First card on the table. Hey, that's the expectation. This is reality. Excuse me. I guess we'll do jumpers. Whatever hits the table. Show me the reality. Or should it be the path first? No, it's the reality first. But it's like where we are. There we go. Oh, well. I felt the headache rolling in. Archangel of Mysteries came out. So then the path. Oh, that was quick. That makes sense. This makes sense. The void. Right. I told you I would forget. It was the path and then reality. I was like, it should be the path first. I'm still gonna do reality first because that's how I said it. So the void in this. The void is feeling like a really important energy lately. The void is feeling very important. And it's like it's context, it's reading between the lines, it's the things unsaid or not spoken. I should pull around the moon one of these days. It's a very high priestessy moon energy. It's like the most important things aren't being spoken. Okay. I'm not gonna take. I'll pull another one on top of it. It's the Knight of Pentacles, the Shining Quarry. So show me the void in this. Okay. And then it is the spark. And maybe that's it. Maybe once you hermit for so long, there's a certain like inner child or something that comes back. And then it introduces fun to the path and fun to the journey. It takes like the Fool and the Ace of Wands, it's like it takes routes that the Hermit would never take. So it would find and discover things that the Hermit would never discover. It's almost like the Hermit is a Sagittarian energy and the Fool is Gemini. And it's for us to be a little bit more Gemini right now because, North Node is still in Gemini for roughly until like January 20th, 22nd, around there, 2022. I think it shifts into Taurus and Scorpio. The spark. I guess I'll pull this one for this little void space. I don't know what that is. Or the space between the void and the spark. So now give me the spark, please. Luke's is light. Lucas, Lookim, the K. Crooks is cross. Crookus. So this is funny. For the spark, Ace of Wands came out. And it was that Ace of Wands, Ace of Scepters with the Fool energy that is featured. Ready to check out. Oh, okay. And the journey. Oh gosh. One second, y'all. Oh. Oh. Huh. A card flipped over. 3 aces are on the table. At least 3. At least 3 aces are on the table. Ace of swords, ace of wands, ace of pentacles. I'm not surprised. I'm saying I'm not surprised. Bottom of the deck is the wish granted, the 9 of cups. I'm feeling yellow. Hey Siri, change the color of the lights to yellow, please.
Okay, yellow.
But it looks green. This looks more green because of the blue wall. I didn't even want these walls to be blue. Wait, or did I? Because my curtains are like dark blue, light blue. I wanted a whiteboard wall, but I waited too long to use the whiteboard paint, and by the time I tried to put it up, it was chunky. So there is an energy of like not missing your window. It's not that there's only one window, but it is an energy of exploration. It's like the manna that they found when they were wandering the desert. Every day it would like rain myrrh and manna or something like that, and they would try to hold on to it, and then the next day it would be spoiled. And so there's something about living in the moment and taking advantage of the moment to the fullest. The divine is providing everything that you need in the moment, and in the next moment they will also provide. So you don't necessarily have to be so tight-fisted, I guess. There's not a 4 of pentacles here. But it's an energy associated with knowing that you're provided for. I guess so. The expectation is the healer, the star. This is feeling like Age of Aquarius. It's feeling like the Age of Aquarius. It's coming through. The expectation is that the Age of Aquarius is going to fix and solve all the problems on Earth. And that after, like now that we're in the Age of Aquarius, or eventually as we get more established in the Age of Aquarius, everything will just be perfect. It'll be like literally heaven on earth. That's the expectation. The reality, however, Archangel of Mysteries and the Holy See Hierophant. Aces and majors, like, come on, come through. And court cards. Aces, court cards, majors. The reality is the Archangel of Mysteries and the Hierophant. It almost feels like hidden information, but not really. There's something that our current belief systems makes it difficult for us to understand. And it's like the structure of belief itself isn't cohesive to the understanding of maybe some of the fundamental natures of belief, because it's so heavily coded. Archangel of Mysteries and the Holy See. It feels like the library of books and scrolls or whatever that's sealed under the Vatican. A little bit. But information can't be hidden, especially certain types of information. And those types of information can't be hidden. It's because like the world itself speaks that language. Your soul itself remembers. And so it can't be hidden, but it can be disguised. Disguise is such an interesting word because you would think that disguise would mean to make something clear, right? If something puts on the guise of something else, then it puts on the appearance of something. And A disguise would remove the appearance and reveal the truth, but a disguise is a guise. It's like the same. Hey Siri, define guise.
Guise means an external form, appearance, or manner of presentation, typically concealing the true nature of something.
Hey Siri, define disguise.
As a verb, it means give someone or oneself a different appearance in order to conceal one's identity. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Yes, please.
As a noun, it means a means of altering one's appearance or concealing one's identity.
So it's literally the same. The guise and the disguise are the same. But the disguise should be the removal of the guise, right? I don't know why that's coming through here. But there's also a little bit of an energy of safekeeping. It's coming through as let's say that, because I was talking about the Empire of Rome yesterday, I believe, and how one good emperor led to the people of Rome not revolting in the time that they could have, right? It's like they were like, you know what, we're three bad emperors short of just throwing the whole system away. And they got two bad ones and they were ready to revolt. Everybody was sharpening their knives or whatever, I don't know. And then they got a good one. And so they put him down. But after the good one, they had a string of bad ones. And they're like, yeah, it's past its prime. And so it's like there was a knowing and an understanding of the potential directions and paths that we could take. And so before man grew too corrupt or too self absorbed, then the information was hidden. It was sealed away to prevent it from being used in the direction that people were starting to go down. And so it's been guised and disguised almost for good reason. And then the path is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords being the path is extremely interesting because the Ace of Swords came out under Temperance yesterday. And that Ace of Swords in the Tarot Apocalypse had the runes and the tree with the empty noose in it. When Odin hanged himself from the world tree to read the runes to learn magic. And here's the Ace of Swords again. And so it's like there's a certain, again, I think that's why it's not necessarily about the Hermit energy, why it's more the Fool and the Ace of Wands. Because it's like it'll require a certain amount of creativity, but it's inborn. Because, like I said, like the soul doesn't forget. You can edit and re-edit and dilute and remove, but the soul never forgets. And that was a piece of the reading yesterday. It was like learning the language that Earth speaks so that certain spells don't fall on deaf ears. You're working with forces that already naturally work, and so it reduces the amount of energy and effort that you have to exert to get something to manifest. It's like if someone's already going somewhere anyway, I'm like, hey, can you take this too? And they're like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm already headed in that direction. And so you don't have to compensate them as much because it's already been accounted for. And so with the expectation being the healer, I think also it's like there's a little bit of an expectation that it'll just be given to us. And at some point it will be. And it will be because it'll be more established. But for now, the reality is that it's discovered. It's almost like it's decrypted, but it's not decrypted. It feels like it isn't necessarily decrypted in a meaning of like translation. It feels like it's decrypted in experience and remembering. The void here is the Three of Cups and the Five of Cups, which gives us an Eight of Cups. It feels like there's this. I want to use the word karmic because it feels almost inescapable. But like, here's Three Cups upright, there's Three Cups in reverse. It feels like there's this energy of trying to turn cups upright instead of just accepting the two that are already upright. And this card, the grotesque, is all about, like, you were born special, you were born unique, you are innately gifted and connected, and all of these things that you would seek, like, you're all of that naturally. And to use a tool is to almost in some way separate yourself. Now, tools, since we are men and women and people, humankind, since we're humans, since we're Hugh people, Hugh people, um, like tools is it's kind of sort of part of our thing. A tool makes it easier to be selective. It makes it easier to delineate. It makes it easier to get a specific result, right? It's like if you use a saw, you're going to be cutting something. You're probably not using a saw to hammer something. You're probably not using a saw to adhere something. You're probably not using a saw to paint something. So a tool, in the specificity of it, has a benefit, but there's also a part of you, the master craftsman, that needs to be discovered. And the craftsman is more than their tools. Because at the end of the day, it's how you use the tool more than anything, right? But this card, it's like, take what is within you, take what you have left, take what makes you different, and work with that. Because it feels like continuing to try to put these three together doesn't work. And this is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. But this Knight of Pentacles is looking back. It's almost like the Knight of Pentacles is missing the scarab and the Ace of Pentacles that could be presented because it's continuously focusing back on the past or what used to work or what has been, like, what remains. What is that book? I can't read it. I don't know. I will pull it. I'll pull it. Why not? Because that's how we do stuff here. If I can not knock all this stuff on the floor. Oh, girl, this is very brave of me. I am extremely clumsy. I don't even know what this is. Picture Perfect Weight Loss Cookbook. Okay, let's just find a recipe. Why not? Girl, I can't even read this. Hello? I have these, but I'll put these on. So this is an edamame salad. Are these just like lima beans? What am I looking for here? Okay. Edamame, the fresh green soybean, is among the hottest of the trendy new designer foods, yet it has been cultivated across Asia as both food and medicine for some 5,000 years. The current vogue for edamame seems to have been launched in Japan, where it gained popularity as a bar snack, typically served boiled and salted. Today, it's available in American supermarkets and gourmet shops in both fresh and frozen versions, and its pungent taste and crisp texture have made edamame a welcome ingredient in a range of dishes. This colorful recipe features edamame but blends a variety of tastes and textures, and it's a nutritionist's dream as well. The soy is an excellent source of protein, fiber, and disease-fighting phytochemicals. The other vegetables, bell pepper, cucumber, scallion, add more nutrients, and the dressing, featuring both canola and sesame oil, offers just 7 grams of the best kind of fat. Caesar salad made with 3 ounces of chicken seems old hat by comparison, while its calorie count and fat content show it as not being as it looks. Show it as not as benign as it looks. Sorry. I feel like that takes a little bit, that's a little bit of this energy. It's the energy that looks to the past. When it was like, edamame has been around for at least 5,000 years in Asia, girl. Like, edamame ain't new just because it's new to you or just because it's a superfood now. But it also speaks to things that are trendy. You know, we've been through kale. Um, what was another one? It's like there's always some trendy superfood. And it's like, a food should always be what a food is. So if it does what we say that it does, shouldn't it always do that? Why is it always a new food? I don't know. See, that's the thing here. That's the like it's this Knight of Pentacles energy that isn't able to ground itself because it's constantly changing and it's constantly evolving. It's like it can't establish a root. And there's something about trying to fit in with this Three of Cups energy, something about constantly looking outside of the self for something else and never finding that sustenance or that fulfillment or that root. We can't ground it. And it's almost like it's because it's outside in. But there's an inside out shining. And honestly, lately for me, it's all about like solar resonance. The things that we sort of naturally are good at are the things that we naturally align to, the things that the soul never forgets. And maybe the difference between the expectation and the reality is that it's like it feels like there's a disconnect on with this Knight of Pentacles energy. Because it's like we expect all these things in the future. We expect all of these things from the age of Aquarius, but all of these things have to be put into place. And so they have to begin somewhere. They have to, like, the foundation for them has to form, then it has to grow. We don't get fully developed Aquarian trees. We get Aquarian seeds and we nurture them and we care for them. And the way we do that may not be the way that we've nurtured and cared for other things. Because again, like with the Holy See and the Archangel of Mysteries, it's like something about the way that we've done care in the past doesn't necessarily work for this. And if it's Fido, I can't remember if that. No, that's Photo. Well, it might be Fido too. Maybe it's not. I don't know if Fido involves light. What is Fido? I feel like I should know that. I'm like 78.952% sure that I should know what Fido means as a stem, as a prefix. One second. Phyto. Suffix meaning. Prefix. I said a suffix, girl. Fido is a combining form used like a prefix meaning plant. Oh, so it's just a plant. The phyton meaning plant. Oh, darn it. I was like, I know it's not like related to light, but I know it's related to plants. So is it like chlorophyll? Like what's the word? Photosynthetic? It's just related to plants. That takes me back to the energy yesterday. That was like, did I talk about marijuana? Or was that when I was talking to my best friend? I think I brought it up. Because it's like our body naturally has sensors and receptors for THC, CBD, whichever one. I don't know. It's that natural energy versus synthetic. Yeah, I talked about it. It's natural versus synthetic. And there are things that are like will come to us very naturally. And it's almost like developing and building upon those more. The hermit takes an established route or path. Hermit energy for me is very connected to Hierophant energy. But at some point, the hermit, everything I say is my own personal opinion or whatever, right? I don't like, I try not to speak in absolutes because I don't really believe in them. And I'm not going to say that, somebody can't get something to work because if it works for them, then it works for them, right? But it's like at some point, the hermit should trade the lantern of the Hierophant for one that is their own. And that's what the Fool and the Ace of Wands is. We're trading in what the Hierophant gives us for, it's like what naturally radiates outward. So the space, I'll do that last actually. So the spark is coming through as the sacred fire. Spark coming through as the sacred fire for me is self explanatory. Your soul already knows, and your soul will guide you to it. Now, the Hierophant can't necessarily guide you there completely. It should be like Hierophant energy is a tool to get us closer to the divine. But we should, like, at some point form our own relationship because the divine wants to know you and work with you personally. It doesn't necessarily want to have a proxy between you and it, right? It's within you already, it flows through you. So that's the spark. That's what's calling. And it wasn't even that complicated. Why can I remember? The journey is the devil card, also with temperance. I forgot I said that. I gotta take my guess. Also with temperance. Oh, now the devil is on the floor. Okay, come on. I can't be losing cards. I can't be losing cards. Please. Oh, it fell in. Okay, nice. Now it's in reverse. Whoop, 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 whoop. Picked it up in reverse. Let's go. The deck is all upright. Temperance, the angel, and the ace of pentacles, bread of life. I'll leave it in reverse. This is the journey. This is the path. Ace of swords is the path. Devil in reverse, temperance, and like this is the divine wanting to work with you personally, wanting to remind you of how sort of like you work and you operate, what you can do to change the world around you, to impact the world on a global scale, also your own personal reality. And with the phoenix and the dragon are both here to raise or raise, to raise or to raze, to raise or raise. But see, the devil it's just the shadow side of the Hierophant. A lot of Hierophants will also give you devils. That's how they work. But here we see that it keeps them tied and it keeps them bound. Also, the South Node is featured in his horns, but in reverse, it turns into the North Node, right? I talked about that, Sagittarius, Gemini. See, there's also something here because the expectation is that it's almost like the expectation is that spirit will just start pouring it out. But the journey is poured from one cup into the other. It's a passing of the baton type of energy. And one of these, it's coming through as an energy of being more radiant and luminous than the other one. And the angel is coming out as more radiant than the star. It's like the angel is a lot closer than the star is. And see, that's the fool. I feel like that's the fool as compared to the hermit. Because it's like there are some hierophants and there may be some hermits that would say that, like, you don't get this close to spirit or you don't do this. It's very sort of like ritualized, rule bound, and practice. And it's not that it shouldn't be, because again, it feels like there was an energy back in the day that saw the path that we were taking. And so it set like boundaries in place so that we don't do even more damage than what we did, right? But it's like if we're going to come into this, then it requires us to elevate in a lot of ways. And again, I always look at the distance between the hilt and the crown. They're very close in this card. This isn't a crown that's on top of the sword or above the sword. And the closer they are, how I read, it's the more like we understand, or the more that we need to understand. Oh my gosh. It's the more we understand, or the more we need to understand. And again, it's getting closer. Why is that? Who is that? The chain smokers closer? Oh my goodness. That's my mom. Well, she putting in orders on Amazon. Oh, okay. I was like, Amazon. I feel like that's a thing. Yeah. But so again, like lately for me, it's this huge energy of like elemental. And I guess it kind of sort of came up before. Of you just kind of sort of like finding what naturally works for you. Because again, like your soul doesn't forget, your soul remembers. And it will guide you, lead you, instruct you in ways. You may be using things in new ways, you may be using things that aren't typically used. Um, at the end of the day, it's just a tool. And the thing that I like about tools, again, is that they are more direct and more purposeful. I'm the type of person where my brain could expand to fill the universe. And if I'm trying to do something on Earth, I don't need to be in Omega Phi Nebula Beta 265, right? Like I need to be on Earth. And so for me, having something that creates a sort of boundary, I love. Maybe, and I do like in my birth chart, I have Jupiter and Saturn trined because like my Jupiter is just boundless. But when Saturn puts a space there, it's like, okay, I can like this is less like I can stay semi-focused. But that too is a relationship because we define how we use a tool, right? But yeah, that's so it's more about the fool with the ace of wands rather than the hermit. And it's like, we start as hermits and we trade in our lanterns for something else. Maybe you get a little glowy dragon that lights the way with its fire breath, or fireflies, or you get a whole sun or star that just like illuminates the way forward, right? So this empty space. Oh, okay. This card was face down. It's the Nocturne. It's literally like being in between worlds. We see both the North Node and the South Node. And that's what I said about this card right here. First, it came out South Node. Then I picked it up in reverse and it went North Node. There's an energy of establishing an energy. It's an energy of creating anchors. You're creating a space for an energy to exist in. And there are some energies right now, it's almost like they're looking for a space. It's energies that we're calling in from the future, energies that we're desiring and manifesting under the umbrella of Age of Aquarius. But they need a place to go. And so right now we're creating the places and the spaces for these new energies. Because if they don't have a place, then they don't like anchor themselves here. They just keep like going and blowing. Did I look at what's at the bottom of the deck? I had to, right? I always do, right? Did I? I don't remember. Oh yeah, it was the wish granted, the Nine of Cups. Again, it's speaking like it's a whole lot of energy speaking to what we're manifesting under again the umbrella of the Age of Aquarius. But we have to be able to welcome that energy. We have to connect it. We have to anchor it. Anchoring light. I also have the energy oracle cards here. I'm gonna pull one and then I'm gonna end this. I feel like this is a bunch of stuff that I've been saying, but I don't mind reiterating because sometimes it goes a little deeper and a little deeper. It also reminds me of a long time ago. It was about a year ago. There was an energy of like empathy evolving, and it was an energy of a gift, or it was an energy. What color? Does it do black? It can't do black, but I'll try. Hey Siri, change the color of the light to black.
Okay, the lamp is off.
Hey Siri, turn the light on, please.
Okay, the lamp is on.
Okay, that was funny. That was funny. I was like, does it do black? And then it just turned the light off. The Woman Holding a Heart just came out. And who is this? Fourth chakra, fifth chakra, fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. Is that Raphael? That was funny. I'm sorry. Hey Siri, change the color of the light to periwinkle.
Periwinkle coming right up.
Ooh, okay. Well, that does not help me read this at all. Yeah, it's Raphael. Fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. The woman holding a heart, and the fourth chakra, which is the heart. Under the heart is strategy. Strategy in the heart, this is how it happens. This is how we make the shift. The heart is interesting. The heart space is interesting. It's like the heart space is so multidimensional. The heart is it's just like Tiferet, I believe. Tiferet is the heart. It connects everything in the tree of life. It's so multidimensional, it connects directly to every chakra, but also to the soul. And it's like there's this pathway that is very dark, which makes sense why the hermit takes a lantern, that leads to the soul. And eventually, it's like you blow out the light and then you just follow the light of your soul. Because it's almost like initially it's so dim that with your hermit lantern still on, it's very difficult to see. And so there is a brief period when you're walking in the darkness, getting closer to you, getting closer to the divine, where there is no light. That's where the fool comes in. And it's about continuing forward regardless. It is that leap of faith. I thought Periwinkle would be a little lighter, but it's fine. It's like it does full intensity. I'm still laughing at that's so funny. When it just turned the light off. It's like, you want black light? Okay. So I'll just turn it off. Like, what is that request? Hey Siri, change the color of the light to rainbow.
What color did you want for your light?
Rainbow, please.
Did you want me to do something in my home?
Never mind.
Okay.
I think this is literally a rainbow though. There's a rainbow in the door to personal healing and happiness. But it came out in reverse. And the door to romance came out upright, with rest and relaxation behind it. There shouldn't be any reversals in this deck, so I don't know why it came out in reverse. But there's an energy of multidimensionality here. And it reminds me of the Ace of Swords in whatever deck my best friend has, because there's a knot. And it's like, it's foretold that whoever can cut the knot is like the next king or queen. But it's not about cutting the knot. It's about like untangling it. There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Because it's like knowledge would do it because it can, or knowledge would do it in the pursuit of knowing. Wisdom would know when it's better to leave it alone. Because there are some things that once done could not be undone. Wisdom would make a choice that the knowledgeable wouldn't understand, that the knowledgeable wouldn't make. I don't know. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I feel like that feels succinct and complete. So that's what I got. I don't know. It was interesting. Bottom of the deck now is patience. I guess I will get like final messages from all of these, because why not? But yeah, for me lately, it's a big energy of like, find what comes naturally to you and start there. Because again, it's like the body, the soul, it remembers. It's the mind that forgets. Every part of your body remembers except the mind. And your body is just as old as you are. If not younger, because isn't it like every cell in your body, after like a 7-year period, you're basically a new person? But it doesn't all happen at once. And so that's what provides the continuity. That's what keeps us from just like being completely untethered. Your body does it over time. So let's say in year 1, you regenerate a 7th, year 2, another 7th, year 3, another 7th. So by the time you complete your 7th year, from 7 years ago, you have no cells, but you have cells in your body that are 6 years old and that are about due to expire in the next year. I don't know. I just like pulling cards and exploring, honestly. Like I said, I just like, let's go somewhere. I'm not trying to lose any cards, but I wish I could shuffle like this. Then I end up like ripping cards in half, cards just like flying all over the place on the floor, getting lost. I'll take this one. Goddess of the Moon. See, you know. And it's again, there's an element of intimacy here. It's like spirit wants to be intimate with you. Freya. Oh, snap. Hello. How you doing today? Oh, aloha. Did I say aloha? Hold up. Where my read is, the light is not conducive to reading. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, patience is at the bottom of the deck again. Patience, it's really feeling like a reward lately. Like we're getting really close to getting whatever spirit is holding right there. This is too dark. 1 second. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. But I wish I could put this on my home screen. Maybe they got a widget. There we go. Much better. It's coming through. It's like a higher self energy. It's almost like spirit wants to introduce you to you. It's reminding me of one of the scenes in A Wrinkle in Time, but instead of it being like whatever, it's whatever else. Yep. Very much that energy. Oh, look, there's a man holding a coin. Man holding a coin, it speaks of a practical abundance. So maybe it's like, it could be new, but it's almost like it's an abundance that happens easier because it's almost like there's already a market for it, or there's a burgeoning or a growing market for it with the demand that's not necessarily being met. It's like when you form a more intimate relationship with spirit, it just kind of guides you in all kinds of places. Oh, look, there's the hermit. I've been talking about you the whole reading. It was literally at the top of the deck. There's the hermit. I should have looked around the initiate. So Knight of Cups, the Shining Dew, with that Nine of Cups, giving a 10. The Knight of Cups is also looking back in this deck, though. I feel like the Knight of Cups looking back, it speaks to a feeling that like we've always had. Exactly. Freya J. Rose, angelically possessed. I'm trying to remember Freya. Oh, look, there's the moon and the Two of Cups. Abyssum Abyssus Est. Abyssus Abyssum and Wokant. The depths of me call to the depths of you. And it goes very, very, very deep with this moon card. You're trying to help out the invisible people. There are so many of us that can be taken in so many ways. No problem. Any way that I can be of service, I will be of service. Because if I don't be, then the divine will kick my butt. It's just like, okay, fine, I'll do it. All right. Final message, I'll give this 3, and then I'll cool. Have y'all ever seen Ed, Ed and Eddie? Ralph just popped into my mind for some reason. And it's like he was the only person there that wasn't from Peach Creek. Bottom of the deck is the giver. And the defector is what's on the top. 6 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. It's this energy of like realizing how potent and divine your energy is. And it's also, again, it's coming through as like knowing that the divine will take care of you and that the divine will provide for you. And so whatever it is that you've come to base your foundation upon. It's like it's not solid. It's like every time the wind blows, something falls off and we have to repair it. It's an energy of constant repair. And it feels like there's more stability being offered. But to find a new stability, we have to leave one. So no fear. Have no fear. Have no worry. I can't find this other deck, but this video was long enough, so I'm just gonna shut it down. I hope you have a good whatever whenever you see this. And I hope that you find something in here in your life, in a dream, in a song, in a movie, in a billboard, in a person that you randomly pass by. And I think so with Freya, it's interesting. So I got really into Norse mythology a few years ago, randomly. And then I got recommended a show on Netflix, The Almighty Johnsons. And that was about Norse mythology. God of War came out, and they used Norse mythology. And in God of War, they treated Freya and Frigg as the same person. And the story, spoilers if you haven't played it, but the story is that Odin married Freya to learn the magic of the Vanahimir, whichever one is the female ones. But after he got the magic, he turned her into Frigg. He like left her, did all kinds of stuff. He basically used her and then discarded her, and she became Frigg. And so whenever I come across like Freya or Frigg, I always sort of hold that association because Odin did a lot to for power. He hung himself from the world tree. He sacrificed an eye to Mimir as well. He challenged one of the like titans to knowledge off, trying to get that trying to find out how he'd die in Ragnarok, basically, or something like that. Yeah, Freya J Rose or Rose. I like Rose. And so it comes through as a question of like, oh, that happened. That almost came out in a way yesterday of like the things that we're willing to do to get power and the people that we're willing to use. And with certain types of power, how you go about getting it is one of the most important factors in whether or not you'll receive it. And it takes me back to the energy of the ego blocks because and it takes me back to the energy of the things that were locked away because of the direction that man was choosing. And I guess that's what the Two of Cups and the Moon card was about. Pisces Sun, Leo Moon. I met a few of those. I met quite a few of those. What, 2019? All right. Well, I hope again you find something that you like. Thank you for stopping by. Um, I'll look into that Freya Frigg because I feel like there's something there. I don't know. All right. Well, I'll catch y'all later. And again, and maybe that's what this golem has. You can't even see it. Maybe that's what this golem has something to do too. Because a golem is soulless, but it's the Six of Wands, the card of victory. It's hollow. And it's like, what good is it to gain the world but lose yourself? What good is it for you to find yourself but lose the world? That's that Two of Pentacles. It's like there's a need to do both. And we're capable of that. We're spiritual creatures having temporary human experiences. We're both spiritual and human at the same time. We're both hermit and fool. What's that one song? There's a song by the one girl. She was like, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. Something, something, something. I'm a I don't know the song. We're both, okay? So, all right. Sadir magic, yeah. And also it was like Odin and Loki. There are certain types of magic in Norse mythology that only like women could use. And so both Odin and Loki like shapeshifted into women to use that magic. But Loki got pregnant. Loki got pregnant and then gave birth to an eight-legged horse that ended up being Odin's horse. I don't remember. I think Loki also gave birth to Jormungandr. I don't know. Loki was Loki though. Okay. All right. It was nice seeing you, Freya. I am probably gonna revisit Norse mythology because I love it. And I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever y'all see this, and that you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality, and that you find whatever is calling out for you. Because as you call for it, it calls for you, right? That's how it works, kind of, maybe. Take it if it resonates, don't if it doesn't.